And we're going to talk about Drew Brees once again, who stirred up a whole bunch of controversy last week with comments about protesting and disrespecting the flag. After apologizing for his comments, Brees was actually criticized by the president, but defended himself on Instagram, writing, quote, "Through my ongoing conversations with friends, teammates, and leaders in the black community, I realized this is not an issue about the American flag. It has never been. We can no longer use the flag to turn people away or distract them from the real issues that face our black communities." Adrian Peterson defended Brees as well and said he thinks all NFL players will take a knee together this season. And even Roger Goodell addressed the issue, offering a message of solidarity to the players. LaVar, how should the NFL address the anthem issue this season?
Well, first of all, it's great that people are coming out and addressing it so clearly and so head on, right, Marcellus? I mean, for so long, people danced around the topic itself and said, there is an issue. We need to address the issue. How do we address the issue? Well, it's being called out by name now. You know, Black lives do matter. To hear Roger Goodell say that is a tremendous step forward with what's taking place. I think where things are right now for the NFL to do this the right way, the players and the owners and Roger Goodell have to come together, collectively put together the messaging. What do we really, really want this messaging to be that resonates from the National Football League? We saw them already take a step forward with Anquan Bolden, with his commercial during the Super Bowl, and how it was inspiring for change. The tragic happening with Anquan's cousin, Corey Jones. So we saw that they've already been proactively thinking this way, Marcellus. But the best way to maximize this is while everybody is listening and everybody is watching, you have to make sure that that message is concise, it's accurate, and really no surprises, right? Have the conversation so guys don't come out doing their own thing where it takes away from the collective unity of what this moment is presenting.
Well, let me answer the question first. I think the NFL right now, in full sway, using all of its powers and resources, listens to its players and supports the player coalition that it helped create. That's answering the question. But let's get deeper than just answering this question, because it's been many and many a years this has been the same problem, the same issue, and nothing has answered it. I want America right now to receive a challenge, which is for America to go out there and walk and chew gum at the same damn time. Like right now, I want to break this down into 3 tiers in terms of those challenges, and everyone is involved in this challenge. The first one is the NFL. NFL, you have a players coalition. You've given over $90+ million to that players coalition. You've given them tremendous support, and you've given them a platform to now let's amplify that voice. And it's an outward, inward challenge that I'm presenting to everybody. In terms of the NFL, the outward challenge is to support the player coalition as it protests, as it tries to create policy change. I just signed on to a petition for the players coalition that is going to try its best to end qualified immunity. That gives the police umbrella of coverage and protection that doesn't allow them to feel the full accountability of their actions. I want everyone to understand what that means. The NFL continue to support the player coalition outwardly, but inwardly, it's time to amplify those voices and to hear what those messages really are. It's not just about, okay, the anthem or the flag and what's going to happen during that ceremony. It's let's get proactive and carve out space, carve out energy, carve out time right now, not waiting till September kickoff to make sure that these voices are clearly heard. Now, my second one is to the Players Coalition itself. Black Lives Matter as well. As we outwardly want to push and protest and have policy change and make sure that that lands in the proper place and has tremendous impact and effect, I want us to also make sure we address our own backyard in terms of work, in terms of service, in terms of changing that paradigm and those core values in our neighborhoods that we represent. No longer can we devalue what's happening in our own neighborhoods by protesting what's happening to us from the outside forces. Just lost a teammate this weekend, Rashae Caldwell. It's happened countless amount of times. I'm a guy who has a resume that has seen so much of this self-inflicted violence. And I'm not going to stop the energy that is going to change policy, change protests, and support Black Lives Matter. But I want to make sure we don't face the resistance. And I'm hearing a lot of that resistance from people who are saying, hey, put some of that energy in terms of what you're doing towards your own community. Issue challenge. I never grew up with brothers, LaVar. I had 4 uncles. 3 of them lost to the streets in violence. So when I hear the statistics that say police brutality under 1% and the statistics of black-on-black violence over 90% in terms of killings, I want everyone to know that I'm not a sellout. I'm not a coon. But I do fear for my life in my own neighborhoods, as well as I fear when a policeman pulls me over. We need to address both as well. My last challenge is to everyone else, the fans, the citizens, people who are sitting there safely saying, oh, you're talking about the NFL and you're talking about players. You're not talking about me. Oh, yes, I am. I want to let everybody know about the 3 T's. Time, talent, treasure. No matter what the initiative is, if it's racism, underprivileged kids, underserved communities, Me Too movement, bullying, whatever it is, everyone has to give the 3 T's. You got to give your time, you got to give your talent, you got to give your treasure. Because it's not good enough to not be the problem. That was a mistake by many that a lot are now apologizing for. Step 1 is to not be the problem. Step 2 is to help those affected by that problem. And step 3 is to change the attitudes of those who are causing that problem. If we all could take those challenges, and it's all of us, if we could take those challenges, LaVar, now you got my support and my full approval.
Yeah, man, powerful words, powerful delivery. You know, and again, the more you look at what the opportunity is right now, again, I'm going to continue to ring the bell of consistency. It was not easy to do this, you know, in 2016. People were mortified by people kneeling during the presentation of our flag and the national anthem. It seems to be more convenient. It's easier now that we've gotten out of the way of the tragic situations of careers ending, the collateral damage, so to speak, of what took place when people were silently and peacefully protesting. So for me, I love those challenges. I also would continue to urge that be consistent, be unified, so unified, in fact, that it's not mistaken for a demonstration of sorts that's a part of the show, right? The worst thing you could do is do something in a way where people become tone deaf to what it is that's taking place. So, you know, hey, listen, guys could come out and put a black glove on and put their fist up in the air to show solidarity to what's taking place. If that's what you're going to do, then everybody needs to do it. You know, I think we're in a place now where you don't have to take it as an individual. You know, for what it's worth, whether you like it or not, Kaepernick opened up the floodgates on it being okay, because obviously it costed him an opportunity possibly to play in the league. And so now where you have Roger Goodell coming out and saying that, we hear you, we got it wrong. Let's come together. Let's figure it out. Be together on what it is and be impactful on what it is, Marcellus, because ultimately, if it is just a show, then it's just a show. If we're working for something that's going to have results, then you're going to hit results. And that is the challenge of what the players have to have real conversations with the owner and the league itself with Roger Goodell.
Exactly, man. I'm tired of the BS. I'm tired of seeing social media one way and then my group text and my DMs a different way. I'm tired of seeing soldiers out there saying, yeah, I'm with the cause, but I'm tired of hearing people who are not with supporting human rights, in part because they don't see that the other side is really addressing their own backyard. I'm just getting tired of getting caught in the crossfire of conversation instead of direct, concise action, which you're supporting. People got to remember that societies grow because of conflicts of thoughts and conflicts in words and conflicts in action. That's how societies have grown over the time during human civilization. Like, that's just how you keep evolving. You layer this conversation. And Colin Kaepernick was another layer to this conversation. But for all the people who put all their hopes and aspirations and all of their despair on Colin Kaepernick, you did yourself a disservice. I was born in 1974. Sorry, I was dealing with this issue well before Colin Kaepernick was even in the NFL, well before Colin Kaepernick was even born. I had guns put to my head as a youngster by the police. I had guns drawn on me another time by the police. I've been shot at like 6 different occasions by my own people. So I'm not going to get caught in being on one side of the fence or the other. It's time to knock the damn fence down. So let's talk about who I am, because I want to personalize the story. You know, I'm a guy who won Man of the Year from the NFL 3 different times for my teams. I'm a man of service, y'all. Just last year, I was the Grand Marshal of the Compton City Parade. And a lot of times, I say things that is trying to bring us together, because if we're really going to rally, you can't do that without the word ally. It's in the damn word itself to rally. You need allies. We need everybody to bring in this and to be real about it. Stop trying to get the clicks and the likes, and then stop DMing me something completely 180 of that, and I got to protect your guilty ass because you don't really want to go out there and show that responsibility and that accountability. It's sickening, man. So when you look at this situation, what I see happening, not only in our country, but globally, is all the rigged systems and all the have-nots are now saying, I need you more than ever, the haves. And what I'm loving and am encouraged by is seeing the haves finally get the earwax out of their dome and starting to not only listen, but participate in respectful forward action.